Hello everyone! BlizzCon 2021 is upon us, and they gave us more insight into what's happening with 9.1. A sexy cutscene, a deep dive, information about the patch. Right now, I'll give you my initial reaction to the cutscene with a deep dive attached to it. Later this week, either Sunday or Monday, we're gonna gather all the information together and talk about what the future's going to bring. I'll take a look at some of your feedback, questions, suggestions, add it all in. But for now, sit back, relax, and I hope you'll enjoy. Cutscene, cutscene, cutscene.
Look around you!
What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough! Join our cause, or be made to serve.
Right now, you hold all the power.
Come on.
Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
Push her to the side. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Jailer.
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could...
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal?
A king. By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice. One who would give anything to serve his people.
Oh, that's Arthas. Oh, wait, no, it's Anduin.
One whose heart is true.
Very
Uh-oh.
well. He may approach.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's a trap.
Step forward. My Ascended have spoken of you. The king, held captive in the Maw.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me.
Just as you once sought to bind your own brother.
Oh, shit. Cool. Oh, shit. Oh, he actually yoinks her.
The vessel performed its part flawlessly. 3 keys remain. Then they will see. Death was never meant to be chained.
Okay, so real quick before they start talking, the Archon has been yoinked by Anduin and her soul is stolen. Apparently one of the 3 keys or whatever was stolen right there. Anduin has been turned into a servant of the jailer, although they did not specifically show it if it was Sylvanas or the jailer that did it, and Anduin is trying to fight back against it. Ufa recognized Anduin as, oh shit, that's Arthas. Last time on World of Warcraft. What happened? What's been happening in World of Warcraft? We went into the Shadowlands because Sylvanas is in league with the jailer. And she has these Mawsworn that can fly between the Shadowlands and the Mortal Realm. She has ripped the Helmet of Domination apart, split the veil, and our leaders were kidnapped. You might recall how Anduin, Thrall, Bane, and Jaina were taken into the Shadowlands. That's why we had to go after them. They also tried to pick up Tyrande, but Tyrande and her badass Night Warrior powers, they were able to be like, nah, I'm not going. I'm staying here. So they were taken into eventually the Tower of Torghast, which is the place where the jailer likes to torture his toys. And we had to go in to save them. And we saved Bane, and we saved Jaina, and we saved Thrall. But Anduin proved to be more difficult, because Anduin, the moment that we tried to save them for the first time, Anduin held the line for us as that artifact connected to the first ones charged up. He held the lines in the maw, and we were able to escape. Unfortunately, we had to leave those leaders behind. And Anduin was like, ha 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 ha, you failed. To which the jailer was like, oh no, I found exactly what I need. So he was really interested in Anduin, and we were wondering why. Well, there are parallels between an Anduin and an Arthas. Blondes, light wielders, paladins. There's a lot of familiarities there, and for some reason, the jailer really likes his boy king paladins. So Anduin, taken into Torghast, we try to find him, but we can't, even though we go to the endless halls, twisting corridors, we farm those wings for an hour to 2 hours at a time. We are unable to find Anduin. Bolvar gives it a shot. Bolvar looks for his former ward, as in life, Bolvar actually really cared for Anduin and took care for him as his daddy was kidnapped. But Bolvar wasn't able to track him down either. He just was able to see these cutscenes, and then the jailer noticed Bolvar. Bolvar was chained up with all these chains, as that's what happens when you get chained up, and we set him free. But in that cutscene, we saw that Sylvanas spoke to the jailer, and she was like, give me a little while. You have seen what this boy king can do when he believes in the cause, when he is convinced that what he's doing is the right thing. She goes talk to Anduin, and she talks to him, and she is like, look, you think life, this fleeting thing, is the real deal? Nah, you gotta join the side of death. And Anduin is like, are you crazy? I'm never gonna join your side. Look around, look at what you allied with. To which Sylvanas was like, we can't even choose who we ... And you never want to hear the ... The ... is a terrible moment, but yeah, she never filled in what she was talking about. Fast forward a little bit, they've been hammering away at Shellamourne. They turned it into a Morn Blade, so now it's called Shellamourne. And Sylvanas once again shows up in front of Anduin, and he's like, oh my god, here she's again with the lectures and the speeches. Haven't we had enough? And she's like, yeah, I realize I will never be able to convince you, but here's the deal. You either join us willingly, or I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it that you join us. I'm gonna force you. And that's not something that Sylvanas wants to do, because that would make it the very same thing like an Arthas. And she wanted him to make that choice himself, so that she could give up all hope as well. And Anduin doesn't. And he's like, look, Sylvanas, all fine and dandy, but you're the one with power here. I got no choice. You do. Either you go forward with this and you force this destiny upon me, or you let me go. Let us find out what choice he made.
Look around you! What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough! Join our cause, or be made to serve.
Right now, you hold all the power. Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
Trembling lip. Important detail, trembling lip.
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen.
Okay, so right away, what can we say? Well, they fast forward between this moment and Anduin showing up right now, so we're unable to say what exactly happened after that opera moment where make your choice. We don't know exactly what choice Sylvanas made. What I do find curious is in Bastion, they're talking like they're doing this alone, and I don't really, I from a narrative point of view, the way that it happens in game is that these covenants are not necessarily on their own. They have this link in between them, which is the Maulwalker. And the Maulwalker shows up in Bastion and in Ardenweald and in Revendreth and Maldraxxus, and is like, what up? I've come to help. I will help you out. We will work together against this threat of the jailer. And here they talk about, we can't really do this alone. So I'm kind of curious what the narrative behind that is, if that's actually the story that they're going with. Like, the pathways between the different zones have been broken and shattered. Maybe that's something that's got to do with it. But either way, it's the idea of, okay, the Covenants are on their own. Each Mallwalker has helped them build up their power again. We are... what do you mean, Zosotobi? Where are we actually? So each Mallwalker has helped them build up their power again, and now it's going to be our job in the next patch to unite these different covenants. So here they're talking like, maybe we can get in touch with the Winter Queen. Maybe we can work something out. That will be our job.
Could
Here comes Clea.
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal?
A king.
FYI, why? It's a dumb detail. A mortal? No, it's a king. Are kings above mortals now? Yeah, okay, whatever.
By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice.
So they did measure him. Interesting. So they did check Anduin, because I was goofing around earlier how Anduin was allowed in, even though he didn't go through all these trials that we had to do. But apparently Clea does mention, like, we have tested this Anduin, and by all measures, this is a really, really good person. So here on the left, we have good old Bloofer. In this case, he is still somewhat of a purple smurf. For those who completely missed out on the story of Uther, which might have very well happened as it is locked behind the Kyrian campaign. If you're curious, I do have all the campaigns up on the YouTube channel. What happened to Uther? Uther died at the hands of Arthas. Ended up in the Shadowlands, but because he was stabbed with Frostmourne, his soul was wounded. Devos, one of the Paragons, realized that his soul was wounded, that the power of the Maw was roaming freely on the mortal plane, and she was like, look, this path that we're following, it's broken, it's flawed, but the Archon didn't listen. So Devos did her own thing, and she ascended Uther before his time. They waited until Arthas died, and they yoinked his spirit, and they dropped it into the Maw. Those implications about what exactly happened when Arthas was dropped into the Maw are not yet explained. Hopefully that will happen in the future. But at some point, Devils also got in touch with the jailer. She spoke with him and she was like, oh, so this is what's been going on in the Shadowlands. This is why we do what we do. Well, you seem like a really nice bald gentleman, Mr. Jailer guy. I am going to ally with you. So Devils became an ally of the jailer, together with Uther, together with Lysonia. Now, during the campaign and during the dungeon, I feel like they jumped the shark. They should have swapped around Lysonia with Devils, but that's neither here nor there. What happens is happens. Devils is taken care in the Spires of Ascension dungeon. Lysonia is taken care of at the end of the Kyrian campaign with the aid of Uther, who slowly but surely realized, like, oh, these Forsworn, they're actually allied with the Maw. I had no idea that we were dabbling in such darkness. So at the end, he swaps around, and he's not instantly forgiven, but he's given some time to contemplate on what he's been doing, and figure out, like, okay, what exactly happened. So here he walks by Anduin, and for someone like Uther, Anduin has a lot of similarities with an Arthas, right? Golden hair, light wielder, paladin-esque, and he looks at him.
One who would give anything to serve his...
Are you my student?
People.
But of course, it's Anduin. And he grabs his chest and he's like, oh, you hurt me, Arthas. Unless I'm completely interpreting this in the wrong way. And Uther, because he was stabbed, can actually sense that the power of the jailer are inside of Anduin. But I think my first explanation hits closer to home, because of a reason we'll get to in just a moment. So Uther is like, oh, my soul is still hurting, it's still broken. I remember Arthas.
One whose heart is...
How would he know what he looks like? Anduin, no, he knows what Arthas looks like. So he can see the similarities in an Anduin, and he assumes that it is an Arthas.
True.
Very well. He may approach. Step forward.
Did that Kyrian hit Uther to walk? Really? Oh, he did.
One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach.
So, Anduin is allowed to visit the Archon.
Step forward. My Ascended have spoken of you. The king held captive in the mall.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me.
Just as you once sought to bind your own brother.
Okay, so what's happening here is, for those who are wondering, like, did the jailer let Anduin go? Or did Sylvanas let Anduin go? The jailer possesses Anduin. And the history between the jailer and the Archon and all the other ones is there was some sort of betrayal. Again, details not explained. And the pantheon of death being the Winter Queen, Primus, Sire Denethrius, the Archon, potentially the Arbiter. Pretty sure the Arbiter as well. They were like, Zoval, the jailer, down into the maw you go, where you get imprisoned, banished, go away. And they locked him up there. But he wants out, and apparently he needs an Archon key in order to get out. In his hands, our boy Anduin wields Shalimorn freshly crafted, and it is... Like, the face... I don't know about the face, but the transformation is kind of cool. Like, I don't know. The face is... But it's a cool transformation, especially for somebody who's possessed. And someone should take a look at these runes, see if they actually spell out something. Yoink. Okay, so here you see like the light blue glow go out of Anduin's eyes. And indicating that he's still fighting against the jailer, right? He's still fighting against it, but the control of the jailer is just unstoppable. In this heinous moment where he yoinks the Archon, stabs her, someone like Anduin, he regains the strength. The runes on his armor, on his weapon, they control him, which is forcefully done, which is kind of cool. So here he sucks out. Yeah, can you see the Kyrian emblem? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's on her chest. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's like sucked in there. Interesting. But her hand still moves as he yoinks it out, by the way. So is she completely gone? Don't know. So he goes back home to the jailer.
Performed its part flawlessly. 3 keys remain. Then they will see death.
Okay, so Sylvanas' facial expression right here. Like, she looks at what happened to Anduin, and she's like, oh shit, what have I done? Now, I don't know. Like, you burned down Teldrassil without a problem. Why is it now a problem that you enslaved Anduin? Like, why is it all of a sudden now a problem? I don't know. Like, does she have like a soft spot for Anduin because he reminds her of her little brother or someone? Because of her Banshee lover, the Scarlet Crusade propaganda. We all have our tree burning phase. Like, I really wonder. Like, the burning of the tree was just such a massive step. But okay, either way, let's forget what she has done before and focus on this moment. Maybe new information became available. Maybe she thought that the guy that was like, yo, go kill everybody was actually nicer than this. I don't know, but either way, Sylvanas is like, okay, this is not cool. Denethrius died and we didn't even go save him. Navanos isn't here. Anduin is now enslaved and I'm becoming more and more like the thing that I fought against. Like Gerard said, what is the difference between you and the Lich King now? Isn't it obvious, War Chief, I'm serving the Horde? You no longer serve the Horde. And yeah, it's because he looks like Arthas, maybe. She's like, this is all a little bit too familiar. It's the Arthas parallel again. Yeah. Maybe. But either way, she does seem to be like in a regretful state, like, I'm not too down with what's happening right here, right now. Yeah, Denethrius is imprisoned in a sword. Alright, he's not quote-unquote dead. But then again, okay. It's a parallel to her. Like, yeah, this is what I went through. When Arthas killed me, he forced me to serve. My mind no longer my own. Yeah. So that's what's happening here. She is jealous. Yeah, okay. But it's interesting. So either way, Sylvanas has this mindset where like, oh shit, what's happening right now? This is not cool. And this is not what I'm down with. But, you know.
They will see. Death was never meant to be changed.
That landmass is potentially that City of Secrets that we're gonna go through. And then whatchamacallit, the keys that he requires are gonna be yoinked out. So did he actually say there were gonna be like 3 more? Hang on.
Flawlessly.
Coryphia, there you go.
3 keys remain.
3 keys remain, and he's going to go to, like, it's not a given that the 3 keys are going to come from Ardenweald, Revendreth, and Maldraxxus, for all we know, because the Primus is also not there, and if truly the Runecarver is the Primus, then he should already have it, unless the Primus hit his mark in the Sepulchre, which would line up with what he said about the Jailers not allowed to reach the Sepulchre. The Arbiter is key, so the Arbiter has also been mentioned as a key. Draka is the key, has been mentioned as well. Interesting. So not necessarily that the 3 keys are going to come out of the 3 zones that we've already been into. Yeah, Arbiter yeah. Arbiter has been mentioned as a key. Draka has been mentioned as a key. Interesting. Panel is about to begin, isn't it? Hang on. But yeah, interesting things to be said about the cutscene. And all in all, I'm quite happy with the cutscene. There are 5 keys in the Il'gynos Whispers. There are 3 keys required that the Jailer mentions. The boy king will serve at the master's table. 3 lies will he offer you. This information, like, people know that Anduin showed up, so how the heck is he gonna trick us, right? Curious. Very curious. Yeah, 4 keys in total, 3 more keys that he needs. He has the Kyrian and the Primus keys. Primus is very much a assumption, because one could also argue that he was connected to Denethrius, and therefore he also has Denethrius' key. So to say that he has the Primus key... Oh! The designs of the first ones, were they called a key as well? Unless they need to be dead to gain it. So, if he has the Sire's key, and if he has the Nephrius' key, and now he has the Kyrian key, and there's got to be 3 more, then it still wouldn't apply to the 5 keys, 5 torches to open our way. Because that would make 6. Yeah, panel, sorry. Y'all make this way interesting. I love this speculation live with a chat room. This is the best time, everybody. Because you all give me so much insight, things that I would never even think about. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. The Primus did indeed say that the Arbiter is the final key. Curious.
Unlock expansions. You'll be able to make that choice for every single character.
Kyrian, Revendreth, Nightfey, Maldraxxus, and maybe his own key. I mean, at the end of the day, the 5 keys of Il'gynoth do not have to apply to the 5 keys that the Jailer's using, because the 5 keys will open our way. Could also apply to the Old Gods. And that would be applicable to what happened in Battle for Azeroth. The Whispers of Il'gynoth. Arceus Souls and Anduin's Blade for sure. That's Ufers' reaction. Also an assumption. For all we know, he reacts to Anduin because he looks the same, or because he feels like the power of the Maw lingering over Anduin. But then one has to wonder if he can feel it over Anduin, then why doesn't the rest of the Kyrian feel like something's up? I do like the idea though, because his soul has been like scarred, that he can feel that connection from Frostmourne to Shadowmourne to like, oh shit, what's happening here? And that's where we'll end my initial reaction. I spoke a little bit more on Twitch as well, hanging out with the chat, speculating about what was going on. It was an absolute delight. So all of you to join me, or that were able to join me, thank you very much for doing so. For now, I really hope you enjoyed my reaction to the cinematic. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, tomorrow or the day after that, we're going to be deep diving into the delicious lore and cover the rest of the story of the Warcraft universe. Until next time, everybody. See ya!